What I'm going to discuss today is the argument of privacy rights amongst celebrities. There are two sides to this argument, whereas some celebrities are in favor of the paparazzi because it makes them more famous and well-known, while others think it's an extreme invasion of privacy. The main celebrity I'm going to talk about today is George Clooney as an example. And before I get into that, I'm going to show you my two props. So this is the first prop. It says, nothing to see here, ... yay, and it shows paparazzi taking pictures. And I got this from the internet. It's basically what it would look like if you were on the celebrity's end. And my second prop is this video from YouTube I have from Sky News.
The fuss about the paparazzi using drones to stalk celebrities comes at an interesting time here. The Federal Aviation Administration has just given permission to a handful of companies in the movie industry to use drones for commercial purposes, and there are plenty of other industries in agriculture and energy that are hoping for the same. The paparazzi are unlikely to get official permission for anything. The relationship between celebrity and photographer is as complex and fraught as it's ever been.
Alec, was Genevieve more annoying than all of us photographers?
Press charges. You want to press charges? Want a mask?
That was Alec Baldwin, of course, and legislation to clamp down on the paparazzi has had mixed results so far. What's most interesting is how wary some celebrities are of being too critical of the paparazzi. Some do realise that it's all part of the Hollywood game, others are certainly enjoying the attention, but there are a few who are wary of being too critical because they fear retribution from what is an increasingly aggressive press pack. The market for those photographs is as big as it's ever been, and it's clear that that is definitely not going to change.
So that was my second prop, and now I'm going to speak about the current state of the issue on my argument of speech. So state lawmakers are considering yet another proposal aimed at taming aggressive paparazzi. The new bill by Senator Kevin De Leon of Los Angeles would take a state law that bans harassing the children of celebrities and other newsmakers one step further, banning such kids from being photographed or recorded without parental permission if the photographer caused substantial emotional distress. The fact that De Leon even offered his bill, also known as SB 606, is testament to how little use authorities have made of the existing laws aimed at abuse of paparazzi. This measure wouldn't outlaw anything that isn't already illegal. Instead, it would just clarify that paparazzi could be found guilty of harassing a celebrity's child even when there was no physical contact. It would also stiffen the penalties for harassing these children and give parents the right to sue for damages. So supporters of the bill say these steps are necessary because police have been reluctant to file harassment charges against paparazzi and lawyers have hesitated to sue them. The penalties in the current law are insufficient to motivate prosecutors and plaintiffs' attorneys, they say, and First Amendment concerns deter legal action against paparazzi who ambush, corner, and hurl obscenities at celebrities and their children. The more lawmakers try to crack down on one segment of the news media, however, the closer they become to impairing legitimate news gathering in violation of the U.S. Constitution. De Leon has tried to avoid First Amendment issues by focusing the bill on how paparazzi get their pictures and videos rather than on the content of those recordings. But it's easy to imagine celebrity parents accusing paparazzi of harassment simply because they captured their children in an embarrassing light. The bill also could expose paparazzi to prosecution or lawsuits for stalking out newsworthy minors because the minors' parents happen to be famous. That's not to dismiss the very real concerns raised by the parents who have lobbied for De Leon's bill. The tactics used by some paparazzi are indefensible, but rather than having the legislator pass another law to address what is largely a local problem for a small group of people on Los Angeles' west side, police and prosecutors should enforce the anti-harassment statute that is already brought about. Children shouldn't be harassed no matter who their parents are, but the answer is better enforcement, not another potentially unconstitutional law. And so the example I have today for you is about George Clooney, who owns a villa in Laglio on Lake Como in Italy, who has used a different tactic to ward off intrusive photographers when his fiancée walked down the aisle last summer in Italy. The Oscar-winning actor, director, and screenwriter secured 2 new protection orders that prevented paparazzi from getting close to his residence ahead of his planned wedding. Clooney obtained these anti-paparazzi laws in the same country where freelance photojournalists were once immortalized in Federico Fellini's internationally popular film La Dolce Vita. Some paparazzi admit that the profession has changed dramatically in the past 5 years, with more aggressive, untrained photographers dedicated to pursuing the stars without regard to safety, security, or privacy. Some paparazzi even contend that they are part of a legitimate news-gathering force whose activities will be swept up by the laws that limit their access to public figures. The inherent problem with this argument is that the paparazzi commit serious crimes in the pursuit of so-called news-gathering, including trespassing, assault, and false imprisonment, which happens when a person or the vehicle they're driving is prevented from freedom of movement. Now, there is a counter-argument to this argumentative speech, and that would be that some D-list celebrities actually cultivate alliances with the paparazzi for press and money. Examples including actress Lupita Nyong'o, musician Blake Shelton, model Gisele Bündchen, and tennis pro Serena Williams would actually be for the generosity of the paparazzi. And so my take on this whole thing is that I believe that for keeping the sanity of the stars' privacy is based on the idea that actors, artists, musicians, and media personalities should not have to give up their privacy rights to engage in the vocation they love, and one that keeps many of us endlessly entertained. I personally believe that it is wrong what the paparazzi are doing, and it needs to be stopped by law. The celebrities, who are also people just like us, are now in danger and have no hold on their own personal safety and security, and many of them have small children as well. And so I have 3 references for you today. The first one is by Elizabeth Blanks Hindman in The Princess and the Paparazzi, Blame, Responsibility, and the Media's Roles in the Death of Diana. That's referring to Princess Diana. A little excerpt from that is, this case study examines mainstream newspaper editorials' discussion of the role, responsibility, and ethics of the media in the death of the Princess of the Wales. Using attribution theory, it concludes that the newspapers dealt with criticism of the media in the case in several ways. First, they distracted themselves from the photographers who chased her car before it crashed. Second, they blamed those outside the media, including Diana herself. And third, they acknowledged some responsibility. And another reference I have for you is by Kim McNamara in The Paparazzi Industry and News Media, the Evolving Production and Consumption of Celebrity News and Gossip Websites. A little excerpt from that is, as a result of media convergence and new visual technologies, paparazzi agencies have emerged as an important force in the entertainment industry. Given the ability of such agencies to create and distribute exclusive stories, the globalization of paparazzi content has increasing ramifications for new forms of information-based entertainment. This article will explore the production, distribution, and consumption of paparazzi content and outline the structure of the paparazzi industry, processes of paparazzi website consumption, and the rise of celebrity blogosphere. It draws out implications for new media theory and practice and provides a framework of the future understanding of the impact of paparazzi agencies, celebrity gossip sites, and the range of industries affected by the shift in the paparazzi industry. The third reference I have for you is by Michael Jenkin and Gregory Dudek. It's in The Paparazzi Problem, and the expert is, multiple mobile robots or robot collectives have been proposed as solutions to various tasks in which distributed sensing and action are required. Here we considered applying a collective of robots to the paparazzi problem, the problem of providing sensor coverage of target robot. We demonstrate how the computational task of the collective can be formulated as a global energy minimalization task over the entire collective, and show how individual members of the collective can solve the task in a distributed fashion so that the entire collective meets its goal. The result is that they extend to consider unbound communication delays between members and the complete failure of individual members of the collective. And so that was my third reference, and that is my entire argumentative speech regarding paparazzi's influence on celebrities. Thank you.